Arsenal,
Oh yes,
we are Arsenal.
no mercy.
We're Arsenal, forever. We are Arsenal.
Road to Wembley.
We love Arsenal.
Yes, good evening all and welcome to FTB Sports. I'm Canners and this is your reaction show. Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. And this evening I have with me Azzy, Gumza, Gunner King. How we doing, lads? Just please though, before I get to you guys and the double over Chelsea, it's just great to ask you guys to smash the likes, subscribe and share. 1-0, double over Chelsea. Formation, bit of a well, he knows that how we can play with the three at the back. Was we expecting it though, Gumza? And how did you see it? Working out for you?
When I saw the lineup, it made sense to kind of match Chelsea up at their own game. And for me, defensively, I think we've kind of been quite strong with the five anyway. Even at the start of the season, we were strong with the five, but we just lack creativity going forward. I think it worked better with Smith Rowe and Odegaard in them positions rather than Smith Rowe on the left, Odegaard in the centre when we played the 4-2-3-1. So I think it worked for them too well. Gabriel plays his best in the three, so it worked quite well for him. Tierney done all right today, as usual. El Nene and Gabriel in the middle for me was strong, solid, got about on the pitch. That worked for me. I think the one who really kind of hit the most was Saka. I don't think he had his best game in an Arsenal shirt so far.
I think he struggled, didn't he?
Yeah,
he struggled.
But as I said, I think we've seen that formation before from us. And I think it gives us that bit of balance defensively. We definitely are harder to break down when we play it, but we do lack that little bit going forward. And again, that was there to be seen today. We really struggled to kind of get out the pitch and
Absolutely,
get forward.
and that's what I was going to touch on. Fair enough. We with the three at the back, we had great solidity. We were defending everything, but the balance wasn't there with us being able to spring forward. King, I mean, how did it look like for you? I mean, Saka was pretty much non-existent for from an attacking perspective, which kind of killed us really. I think he didn't enjoy this game, did he?
I feel sorry for Saka because with that back three, Tierney and Saka were like wing backs, And I think for Saka to not only be doing that, but to be doing that on the right-hand side where his weaker foot is inside the pitch, I don't think that endears him to having a good game. I don't think you wouldn't think that's where I'm going to put Saka to be effective, which is unfortunate. He was like an unfortunate casualty of this formation, and it just seemed like he was shoehorned into it to make it to get him on the pitch effectively.
It was almost a kind of like, oh my God, Bellerin's coming on, but hey, it's the right time to bring Bellerin on, and I can't remember the last time I've said that or even thought that.
One thing that's really stressing me out with Arteta is he's got fullbacks on the bench and he's just not using them. I don't know what could have been worse, using Cedric in his natural position or Bellerin in their natural position, then Saka in that position, because he's our most effective outlet going forward. That to me said that we obviously were set up to counter and soak up a lot of pressure. One thing that Saka does give you is he does harry players, he does press players well. He does give you that intensity in his pressing, so that's why maybe they put him there. But it didn't work.
I think it didn't work, and that was a shame. But I guess with the formation, we defensively we'll set up quite solid. El Nene, how did he? I think he probably had one of his best games in the Arsenal shirt for a long time. I thought he just made that one mistake towards the end, but other than that, he was pretty solid, wasn't he?
I mean, you can say. I mean, I think that was a very good defensive performance from us. I mean, I don't really say it a lot, but I think Rob Holding for me was man of the match for me today. I mean, Elneny was good, Partey was good.
Shock. Who agrees with you? Shock.
That's one time I'm gonna say it. He
But
was
if
good
I speak,
in a game
but if I
that didn't
speak-
matter.
Yeah. No, listen.
But you know.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say. Yeah. I mean, look, it was just one of those games that, look, there was no pressure on us. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you just go out there and play. It's one of those
kind
games.
of like,
you just go out there and play, express yourself.
Yeah,
it
was kind of
so
a hollow victory. Did you think? I mean, in the sense that, look, it's always you never ever want to lose against Chelsea. You always want to beat them. It's always great when you beat them, but still, two things stood out for me in the sense of this victory. Number one, it's too little, too late for our season, and number two, you're right. There was no pressure on them. I mean, does this paper over cracks? This performance?
You know, the thing is, when you look at these performances and you think to yourself, they could have just played this simple football with a lot of freedom against Villarreal. I didn't get the fact that how scared we looked in playing in that game compared to the last two games we've played. I mean, we can beat Chelsea, you know what I mean? I mean, tonight, but then we can't score one goal against a Villarreal team. It just, I don't think it papers over the crap, because I think that we were relying on that result so badly. Do you know what I mean?
One thing I would say is that the goal, we didn't fashion the goal.
No, yeah, I mean, it came from an error. You know, it came from their error. It was a gift. Yeah, we have to. You know, I'm not going to sit here and you know, sort of, you know, act up in a certain way. You know, it's a good 3 points to take. It puts us a point behind the trophy dodgers. You know, it puts a fear of God in them that we can catch them. Yeah, I mean, like, you
imagine
know,
they lose next game.
Europa League's not entirely off the table. They still got to play Leicester. You know, they can't slip up. Look, they got Palace. We got Palace and Brighton. Right, we've got winnable games, right?
See, that's the thing. Time.
Look,
that's the
we've
thing.
Got winnable games. That's all I'm saying.
We've fallen
I'm not saying we're going to win them
every time.
I'm not saying we're going to win them, but on paper, those two are winnable games, right?
Absolutely.
They've got to play Leicester, right? Which, for me, in the form that they're in,
and
is something they don't want to be doing in a hurry. Yeah.
And Villa are not pushover either.
Exactly. You're right. So they've got the harder games, right? That's all I'm saying.
But you know, if you look at it, if you look at it, sorry, I was going to say. I mean, I've just got the fixtures up. To be honest with you, if you look at them, West Ham and Arsenal are probably the two of the easiest run-ins for Champions League or Europa. We're 3 points behind.
That's where we messed up. That's where we've messed up now. We've got the easiest run-ins now, and you know what? That will fall right into the player's head.
Absolutely.
Because that's the mindset of our players, right? Is that they'll think that they've won the game before they've even stepped on the pitch, and I bet you any money we will make those games harder than what they should be. You're right. Every time, even more so, I think about it, we should have spanked Villarreal, but we didn't. Because they thought. I think every player thought, okay, someone's going to do something. Okay, now maybe he'll do something special. No, maybe he'll pop up with something special, and it never happened. And then before you know it, whistle's blown. We're out the bloody cup. Looking at that, I'm not even going to say the name. Someone's trying it there, but anyway, can't get me. But look, you see, it's funny, isn't it? Funny, isn't it? It's funny. But yeah, we want to talk about Smith Rowe, really, because I thought today I've been on at him on other shows and stuff about how I think he's a little bit weak or whatever. I think he was in the gym this week. I'll tell you what, because you're right, Smith Rowe seems to have an unexpected burst of pace, and he's
got that low center of gravity to go with it as well.
Yeah, if he watches Jack Grealish compilations on YouTube, we'll have struck gold. Listen, I rate Jack Grealish. if Smith Rowe keeps going in that vein, today he was brilliant. Some of his touches were sublime. And you're right, that unexpected burst of pace. I mean, we've got to play it. Yeah.
Good change of direction, good engine. He was putting in tackles. He was getting players out of trouble just by, sort of holding up the ball. He was making clever passes. He's just an intelligent player. And I've actually been pitchside and watched him.
Right.
I've had the pleasure of doing that. And, I mean, my seats were literally there, and him and Saka in that game, there's a cup game against Blackpool, and they were unreal. They were, he's young, and I keep saying we need to manage these young players very carefully. We can't go giving them 30 odd games in a season back to back, or we're in trouble. So we need to reinforce them. But listen, he's on the right path. That's all I'm going to say about him. He just needs to get his head down, take every chance he's got, take his opportunities, learn from the more experienced players, have some pressure taken off of him. Arteta had to be backed into a wall to bring this guy into the squad.
Yeah.
When, we were all saying it. And now it's just blatantly obvious, that, Odegaard, as good as he is, this guy he's far more gifted a footballer. I don't want to gas him up because he's English. I try not to do that. I don't care about his nationality.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it because of that. I'm saying genuinely, when you eye test these two players, he just has a bit more about him. He's a bit more assertive. He's a bit more bullish. His tempo. He's sort of.
He's hungry. He's hungry. He's hungry right now. And I guess what I wanted to ask you guys also is the attitude really, or the reaction of Aubameyang going to the other end of the spectrum of when he was taken off today. I mean, I thought in my opinion, my thing was, it's good for him to get the nearly 80 minutes under his belt, seeing as he's been out with malaria, how he said, himself lost 4 kg, all that kind of stuff. I thought Teta made the right to get a fresh pair of legs on after 8, for the last 10, well, as it turned out, 16 minutes. Mm-hmm. But he looked like that he'd been slapped around the face with a fish. I mean, Gums, I mean, tell me. It's our captain.
I wasn't happy with his mannerisms. I could fully understand his frustrations on first.
Yeah, no one likes being taken off.
Yeah, that and also the performance. Obviously, for him being a striker and he's probably doing more of his work defensively, it must be frustrating. But again, as captain, when we're winning 1-0, I'm expecting him to kind of come off and be trying to pump the boys up to say, come on, keep going, keep fighting, get through it, because we're in a position, do you know what I mean, where we were before the game, I'm not sure of the previews, but I don't think many of us are expecting to be 1-0 up with 15 minutes to go, 10, 15 to go. So you kind of need your leader to be, giving the boys that vote of confidence to say, yeah, I'm coming off, but I believe in you guys, you're going to see it through. And he didn't do that, do you know what I mean? And for me, it just didn't look good. I get it's hard when you've got the cameras on you.
I mean,
like
no one likes being taken off, but there was more to it than just being taken off. Did you see anything other than, I don't know, did you just see it as, okay, I'm upset, I want to score a goal, I'm a striker, I've been running my nuts off all night, and you know what, why are you taking me off, kind of thing? I mean, how did you see it?
I mean, look, this is one way where I've actually learned to respect Arteta in certain decisions he makes. Now, to be honest with you, when you're coming back from a malaria situation, you got to manage your games, you got to manage your minutes, you got to manage your body. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, as a footballer, you know what I mean? He knows he's the main man. He knows he's the main man in this squad. So for him to absolutely. So for him, he's a goal scorer at the end of the day, innit? I mean, you take him off, it's just going to be like, why are you taking me off for? You took me off in the last game and the game before. But I think Arteta's managed him correctly. And to be honest with you, on the last 2 games of the season now, everybody's going to want to play a bit part here and there. Do you know what I mean? You can't just give these guys 80 minutes, 90 minutes throughout. And plus, I think it was a good thing he brought Laka on. Do you know why? Because Laka's one of those guys that can track back, he can defend, he can
give you 100%
headers from corners.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, it was I mean, look, every player, you know what I mean, it wants to play football. You know, they all want to get on the pitch. They all want to spend 90 minutes on the pitch. But it's just how you utilize them, isn't it? And I think Arteta done a good job on, you know, taking him off, managing him correctly. Because he's going to start again on Brighton. He's going to start against Brighton anyway.
Yeah, he was the one who came out and said, "Oh, I've lost 4 kilograms. I was in hospital, blah blah." We're trying to push you back to fitness. It's a tough game. Everyone's run their race, run their feet into the ground. We're bringing on fresh pair of legs. I have no idea where that petulance has come from.
I think for him as well. Let's be honest. One second. Sorry, Chris. I'll be literally 30 seconds. I think with it, we've had someone like Martinelli who all season we've been saying he's not giving his chance, even to Pepe, where you're thinking, he doesn't get a fair crack. Abba, to be fair, has played when he's been out of form and he's still getting minutes. What his body language is now showing Martinelli, who probably is frustrated he's not getting the minutes he deserves. Do you know what I mean? So it's even that side of it where it's not, do you know what I mean? It's not good for we've got a lot of young players in the team. So how does Smith Rowe feel when he comes off all the time, when he sees Aubameyang acting like that? Again, Martinelli, who a lot of the time doesn't play the minutes he deserves to get. You look at Martinelli's work rate, and again, he gets 15 here, 20 there. Do you know what I mean? Pepe is another one. So it's kind of, you need him to be showing the way to say, actually, even I can be brought off and I'm going to accept it and move on. So,
listen, it's a team thing.
I think we need to look at the bigger picture here, one, for me, my attitude to players that are not happy when they come off, if they go about it in the right way. I mean, let's not forget, we've had a certain captain who went about that in a hell of a lot worse way, who was taking criticism left, right, and centre, right? So, look, at the very least, he's come down, he's taken himself off, he's made it visibly known he's not happy. Do I want a player to be happy when they're taken off? I want a player to sit down and think that they could have contributed more. That's what I want. That's actually the right mindset. That's one way of looking at it.
My question to you,
there's one more thing
that I want to say.
Sorry, no, and I think what I want to also say is, right, this is our talisman, right? This is the guy that we've looked to the whole season, right? That we've looked to for big performances, and they just haven't been there. So what happens then? The press get on his back. The fans get on his back. They want more from him, And the thing is, no one feels that pressure, not more than Arteta. I appreciate what Gums has said about Martinelli and younger players and what they have to see, the example and all that being exemplary. But when you are the leader and when people are looking to you to make a difference, and he came out in an interview the other day and he even said, he didn't have to come out and say it. He said by his own standard, by his own words, I don't think I've been good enough this season. And that bothers me. That upsets me, So I think this is really, I don't think this was that game that he was annoyed at coming off from. I think this was a capitulation of the whole season.
He wanted to do,
and just in that moment, like all of that pent up anger and frustration towards himself.
And to be fair,
I think that's what it was. And I think that's the only way we should read into it, because
I agree.
That's just my opinion. No,
and it's a great opinion. So
I think that was one of his better games.
What Gums has said is definitely valid as well. It's not what you want young players to see, but
it's
sometimes though you want that hunger, right? You do want that hunger. You do want to be, you don't want someone come and smile off or whatever, high five, whatever. When the game's not won yet, fair enough. I get all that. But it looks a little bit too more. It looks a little bit too more.
I really think. I've always said Arteta's tactics, like tactically, what I don't understand about Arteta and what I've always found difficult to defend is he is our best goal scorer. He's our most natural goal scorer, right? And the usual thing that you would do is you would look at your best asset in your team and the whole team would be geared towards their strengths. Now, listen, he's not a hold-up player. He's not going to link up play. He's not going to give you, sort of these leadership qualities. He's not going to give you all of these things that he's expected to give. If he's in the box and he's in on goal, he's going to score. That's it. That's his strength. Like, let's be honest. Harry Kane. All right, Harry Kane can drop deep. He can do this. He can do that. He can get assists. All this. Some players can do that. Some players are just a fox in the box. They're just lethal from 6 yards, right? And I don't think that this patient probing, you know, the not being direct and quick enough to get the ball into his feet. I don't think it plays to his strength. So I think there's an element of that frustration as well.
Yeah. Guys, just quickly, we've got this in here. Just give me one player quickly, each one of you. Azzy.
Saka.
Gamza.
Saka.
King.
Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much I'd have to go with Saka.
Oh, yeah, I think that's a full house there with Saka, to be honest.
Tierney was on course.
Tierney was there, yeah.
It's just his fitness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
But guys, let's get back to the game then, really. And I think, look, anytime you beat Chelsea, it's a great result. It's a good result. But I guess how the game and the manner of the victory, did it disturb any of you guys? And do you know what? The reason why I asked that, right, is because look, we can all see and feel each other's vibes in this room right now. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's did it paper over cracks for you, Azzy? You know,
I mean, like I said, I mean, it hasn't. I mean, we, as King said as well, you know, individual players, you know, sulking now. It's not based on one game. It's a season. You got to look at it as a bigger picture, isn't it?
Bad,
I mean, as fans, and to be honest with you, if you look at us guys sitting here now, the time we beat Spurs at the Emirates, we were buzzing the way because we had something to play for. We had Europe. We were in Europe. But if you look at it now, we're just like, yeah, we beating Chelsea, but okay, cool. You know, it's 3 points kind of thing. You know, we
that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? But that's the thing. I mean, I don't believe it's paper over any cracks. I think each player, I mean, you know, has to look at themselves individually and say to themselves, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of season it's been? Because listen, we're 3 points behind 5th place. I mean, if results go our way, we can still end up in Europe. I mean, 58 points. We might finish on 58 points.
I'm not even entertaining that thought.
But this is the thing, though. Are we still?
Do you know what? We it's so Arsenal-like to do what we've done tonight. Yeah, played our nuts off,
lose against Palace, and then lose against Palace.
Shall I tell you one thing? One thing. I'm so glad. I'm so glad today Ceballos didn't play, because if he would have played that game when we won 1-0. Somehow, some way, he would have got. He would have got.
But the question is, do we have that type of performance with Ceballos on the team, Gamza?
Yeah, we've had it last season. We won the cup with him playing centre mid. So that, and we've seen them performances from Arsenal. That's what I was saying before. We've seen these performances from Arsenal, and we can nick a win. Do you know what I mean? We nicked one against City. We nicked one against Chelsea. We went to Old Trafford and nicked one from a penalty. So as I was saying before we came on live, we've got a couple of firsts under Arteta. So we hadn't won at Stamford Bridge in ages. We hadn't done a double over Chelsea in ages. We hadn't won away at United in years. We had, even up to then, we hadn't won away at a Big Six. So we've done some good things, and it always stems off this kind of real strong physical performance of defending as a unit, and we just nick one. Again, you look at Old Trafford, we nicked the penalty and won 1-0. My problem with it is we've had a lot of firsts when it's teams coming to the Emirates and beating us for the first time in 11 years and things like that. And again, I think it stems from he can get us sorted for the defensive side. I think we have improved defensively. I remember years playing United. I remember that game when De Gea just turned into prime Casillas. Do you know what I mean? So it does feel nice sometimes to not be dominating a game and win it, because we went through years of dominating every game and getting beat 4-0 and 3-1, getting counter-attacked and getting hammered. So we've reversed it, but we can't get out of this stale kind of football we're playing. Do you know what I mean? So it's that next stage.
Isn't it? It is the
way,
right?
We're like a Mourinho team.
Growing
up, you remember years ago, every team, like, again, you had Arsenal fans, you had fans from other teams, and they would say the most enjoyable game they watch is watching Arsenal. They support Aston Villa or Blackburn. They ask them their second team, and everyone says the second team is Arsenal because we played good football. That's how I feel now watching Man City. My team, I don't enjoy watching Arsenal. I actually enjoy watching Man City more. So we've lost that identity of how. And again, I get it. Sometimes we've got to start again. But yeah, it's now how can we move forward from this. Do you know what I mean? We can see we can be resolute, but how do you now? Because again, Chelsea played the same formation, and look how high their two wing backs were. So I get why he started Saka, because he's thinking the threat that way.
To push
But
them
we
back.
can't get, we can't get a stranglehold of the game to force them back. So that's the next stage. How do you take that forward?
Because
Do you know
that's
what
the
I mean?
thing. When Saka did get the ball, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I think,
with
but
it.
again, you've done so much of that defending.
Yeah.
When you
I
do
guess
get
so.
it, your legs are
Burnt out.
tired. You know what I mean? The last
Let's
thing
be
you want to
honest.
do is now be
Look.
pushing on Chilwell. So
Let's
yeah,
be
even
real.
Tierney.
Kid's
Did you see
burnt out.
Tierney's face? Did you see
Burnt
Tierney's
out,
face at one
absolutely.
stage? He's like,
Yeah.
"You lot are killing me."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everyone's
I
just
mean,
screaming
that was in the
behind him.
first half. That was in the
Yeah,
first
he
half.
was fuming. And then when
These
he got the
kids.
ball, and everyone was about 50 yards away from him, and he's looking around like, "What do you want me to do?" So Arteta
These kids.
has made us harder to beat, but it's now again. I think under Wenger we would batter 16 teams in the league, and they're just
then
the top
I would
four we
ask you
couldn't beat.
guys then, because look
I-
at this. So for that then, if we was to play, do you think three at the back is the way forward for us?
No.
I think
Against some teams, maybe.
against the big teams. I think
Yeah.
against Liverpool, City, Chelsea, United, we do it, and the other teams, then you go back to the
So
four.
then, if we are playing right, then with three at the back, who would we bring in to play? Maybe do obviously, I think Bellerin's gone this year. I also actually wanted to ask you guys as well, because there's been strong rumours about Bertrand
Really?
coming, on a free.
That would make sense because it's going to cost us nothing.
No, we said, the thing is, we're falling back into the same thing. We're going back into the same situation.
As cover for Tierney, I think that's not a bad.
I don't think
you got to look at his injury record as well, Tierney, though.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
He's there to play 10 to 15 games a season, nothing more, and that's including League Cup and everything else. But again, my thing is, if you put 15, 20,
King's knocking his leg.
if you put 15, 20 million on a backup left back, that's 15, 20 million taken from someone who we need it. I'd rather we get Ryan Bertrand on a free and then get a better right back.
Let me know. Yeah, just let me know.
You're tapping, man.
You jump in, bro.
Listen, if we want to be a big club, we better start behaving like a fucking big club.
Absolutely.
Excuse my French, right? Excuse my French, yeah, right? Bertrand, is a good player. He's got his best years behind him. We should have learned from William. We should have learned from Czech. We should have learned from all these Chelsea rejects that we've taken, right? Yeah. If we want to be a big club, we need to start acting like a big club, right? Now, I'm not talking about going out, breaking the bank and getting 50, 60 million pound left back, yeah? Right? There's two guys, Rico Henry, yeah? At Brentford.
How much would it cost?
Yeah?
If they come up.
Listen, if they come up, right? Even if they come up, right?
Yeah.
We are Arsenal Football Club, and we have the funds. We have the funds to buy that left back. 20, 30 million, I don't care. Just do it, right?
Not on the left, not on a backup left back.
Not on a backup.
He's not going to be backup, though. The thing is, look at his age, right? Look at his age.
Armoury Richards already.
What we need to do as this football club, yeah, is we are getting the best from young players, right? We need to go back to that, right? Buying these up and coming players that actually, in the longer term, when they perform, have a sell-on value, yeah, right? What is the point?
100%.
What is the point bringing this guy in, right? He's going to basically be good for a season, 2 season max. Then we're going to have the same problem anyway. Why don't we just invest? Why don't we just invest now in a young player, right? That because he's young, because he's outside of the Premier League, doesn't come at a premium, who actually is going to be worth more, because Tierney consistently gets injured. This isn't a guy that if or maybe gets injured. This is a guy that just gets injured. He's got a glass skeleton. So he's going to get games, right? Yeah. Now the other option, the other option was Tyreek Mitchell at Crystal Palace, although he just renewed his contract.
Yeah, he's the son.
That was the guy I wanted.
My question to you is,
point is, start behaving like a big club, man.
Yeah.
Stop doing this.
But then the one thing I would ask you, then you're saying that you start behaving like a big club, but then at the same breath you're saying buy younger players that have a sell-on value. Yes, a small club mentality. Why
not necessarily?
Because the way I see it is that, right, if we're a big club, right, we're buying players at the age of 25, 26, 27. That's a big club. That's a big club mentality. And to buy players for the sole thought of, do you know what? He might want to go somewhere else later on. So do you know what? We buy someone with sell-on value.
But the thing is,
for me,
it's not just the sell-on value. It's like with young players, because they're young, because these guys would have come from smaller clubs. It's like I can accept that I'm coming to a bigger club. I'm not gonna play every game. I'm gonna have to play my way into this team. That they're gonna come with that attitude and that hunger and that desire to be better as well.
Sorry, Gunnar. I'm not disputing what you're saying, and I do fully understand that. And I think
I get it. I'll just give the other side of what you're saying. That's all.
And I feel that is definitely the idea for me for a right back. My thing is, Kieran Tierney is our number one. If we put 30 million on a backup left back to him, it kind of don't make sense, because now we know we're Arsenal, so our budget, we're talking 50, 60 million. Now, if you've got to go and get a striker, we ain't got 30
million to spend on. We got other areas. But we've got other areas.
We're going to have more money.
Might be 40. We never know what we're going to get. If we don't make,
we're going to have more money than that.
But do you not agree? Do you not agree that we've got other areas that we need to focus on before a left back?
You think we're going to lose Ceballos and we're going to lose Smith, Odegaard? So that's attacking midfielder. So that's two midfielders down. If Bellerin does go, we might get a bit of money, but we need to replace right back. That's been our problem area.
But then we go back to the same question in the beginning of the season. There's no number 10 again. You know, we can rely on Smith Rowe. But that's the thing. We can rely on Smith Rowe, but that's the same thing. Now you're seeing the burnout in Saka. I do not listen. He had a bad game. He's had a bad game. But how much have we used him? He's 19 years old. You know, we've used him so much. You can see it now. I would just pack his bag for him and say, go on holiday. Go. Go now. Take Smith Rowe with you and drop Ceballos off at the airport along the way. Do you know what I mean? I would say do that. I would say all of that. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, first of all, all these newspapers are going to write, Arsenal got 200 million, 300 million pounds to spend. When the news actually breaks, we probably only have 40 million to spend, and they're going to say, go and get a number 10.
Look,
do you know what I mean?
Let me tell you what's different this time, yeah? ESL Gate has really, really, really damaged their reputation, right? They can't pull out 40 million and tell us to hold that. They can't do that. Trust me, like they can't afford to do that again. Like it's literally look holding up the mirror to this Arsenal team at the moment. Yeah, these owners put in 40 or 50 million in the transfer key. We've got 7 or 8 players that want to leave anyway with sell-on values, right? So that's gonna boost our kitty as well, right?
Yeah, but you still have to replace them as well.
We have to pay for it. That's just we have avoided that truth for long enough. If we avoid that another season, right, another 2 seasons, we could be relegation fodder. That's the way I see it, right?
Yeah.
This isn't a guy that if or maybe gets injured. This is a guy that gets injured. Look at him. He took a little kick today, and he looked like he's going to go off again. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, man. Like,
he does.
I don't want to hear this.
No, but realistically,
in short, then you wouldn't have Bertrand then.
No, absolutely.
No, but can I just say, realistically, with the players that want to leave this club, what is the exact sum we'll get out of the collective 5 players that want to go? What are we going to get? 60 million? 70 million?
We're not getting much money.
Do
you know what I mean? If you're looking at 60, 70 million, exactly 60, 70 million. First of all, you won't be able to get rid of them because people won't be able to afford them. Even if you sell them for free, they won't be able to afford them because their wages. Look at Kolasinac. Do you know what I mean? He's sitting there at Schalke, and we're still paying his wages. Do you know what I mean? Because we didn't want him at the club. But that's the thing, though. We need to. I mean, if you look at him, how much are we going to get for him? We could have got 25 million for Maitland-Niles at Wolves last year, but we turned it down. We could have got 20 million pounds for Nketiah last year, and we turned it down.
So we might get 30 million for him.
We could. The thing is, our transfer plans. And it's just so bad. Scouting, all of these is so bad. Do you know what I mean? At the club, we're gonna need a squad overhaul. Exactly what King said as well. This Super League thing has damaged reputation so badly. If they don't drop 250 million pound, to whoever you run it. Apart from that, the fans are not gonna take no shit.
We're not taking shit
that
anymore.
kind of money. Do you know what I mean?
Why are we lowering our expectations? What are we doing that for? What are we doing? What more needs to crash and burn, right? Before we keep, everyone gets excited. We bring Willian in, and now a season on, well, that worked out well. You know, let's put an end to that. Let's put an end to that. Let's not do that anymore.
As
Let's
I said
not put
before,
ourselves
sometimes
through that anymore. Let's not do that.
But what you got to understand, what I'm saying is, you got to balance the books out. So we could go around. No, but you're saying that. So just say we needed 5 players and we had 100 million. Wait. So just say you had 5 players you want to sign. We had 100 million. We can go and do 20 million on each and be all right. Or do you might say, do you know what? We'll take a hit and we got, yes, Bertrand's not the long term solution. Neither is Willian. They're not the long term solutions. But if I take them on a
Willian
free,
wasn't the solution at all.
Yeah, but he's just a fill of space, isn't it? He's a fill of space, which then will mean
he would have done better than Xhaka. I tell you, he would have done better than Xhaka.
Because we spent money. We spent 35 on Mustafi. We spent 35 on Xhaka. Like, we spent money on players who had done nothing. So, Wait. If it meant I took Ryan Bertrand on a free to make sure I get Hassan Aouar instead of getting a substandard 25 million attacking midfielder. You're saying no, but so give me an attacking midfielder who's substandard.
No. Let me right. You're talking about balance.
Hold on. We can say
okay. Finish what you're saying, Gamza.
Let's go and get Tyreek Mitchell and Ceballos, or get Ryan Bertrand and Hassan Aouar. That's the difference in levels, isn't it? So I'll take a back
I personally with
a solid attacking midfielder because Bertrand's only there for 1 or 2 years to fill a hole. We don't know who's in the academy coming through at left back. Who we saying in 2 years or a year time he's ready to come through.
Listen, he's 31 now. Give him a 2-year contract with an option for a third.
It's the same as Willian. Willian now leaves next year on a free, and Reece Nelson's ready to go. It makes sense rather than spending 30 mil on a half decent player who's going to take up a space and not going to produce nothing. Like, I get what you're saying. I fully understand that. I would love for us to go and spend 200 million on players.
Okay.
Can I just say, you're talking about balancing out the books. We've released 8 players this season. As in 8 players are no longer costing us money. Yeah, they're no longer costing us money. Can you imagine if I name these 8 players? Yeah, Mustafi was on a big wage. Yeah, Kolasinac was on a big wage. Yeah, Martinez was on a big wage. Yeah, Torreira was on a big wage. Guendouzi was on a big enough wage. Or cumulatively, Ozil. That was a big wage. That was probably looking at a couple of 100,000 a week that we've saved on that, right? We've made space. We've made space on the wage bill.
That's the wage bill.
Cumulatively, right? Yeah. We have a transfer budget, and we have I can name Willock. He could go. I'm not saying we should sell him. Right, Lacazette, he could go. I'm not saying we should sell him. Right, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I think we should sell. Nketiah, I think we should sell. Torreira wants to go, so we should sell him. Guendouzi, I think we should sell. That's 6 players, right? So if you add that to our transfer kit, that boosts it significantly. And I think what these owners need to be doing is putting at least 100 bags on the table, if not 150. And if you add the sales of those 6 players, and if we just stop shopping at Poundland and start going to Harrods, we are going to get results, right? We are not in the age of Wenger anymore.
No, you're right.
The days of Wenger are over, right?
But
the most successful teams in England are the ones that spend money. The most successful teams in Europe are the ones that spend money, right? If we want to keep ignoring that simple truth, we will rot. It's simple.
Absolutely.
That's what's going to happen. You know, like we need a player, pay for the quality. It's just simple.
With that note, then King, and I ask everyone the same question to give me a yes or a no to this. Do you think we will fight relegation in the next 5 years if the Cronkies are still in charge? Azzy, just yes or no?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Thumbs up.
We're too good.
I don't know if we'll get top. I think coming out of Europe might be a good thing for us, and I think we'll see what happens. But I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, King.
I personally think if we're talking about bringing in people like Bertrand, then I wouldn't put it past him.
You're saying
if that is where we're saying, if that is where the level of expectation is,
you can understand King's views as well. You can understand King's views. You know why? I'll be honest with you. As an Arsenal fan, he's been fed so much crap over
Yes.
the past 10,
Yep.
12, 13 years. We've been just, all we've done is basically leached onto one good signing.
Crap, that's the thing.
Exactly. That's what it is. So do you know what? I think it's time. This is the perfect moment, for us to change it all. This is the time for us to change it all. And I agree. I don't really want a Bertrand, like, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, what kind of, we're not showing any ambition. We're not showing ambition. We're still going after a free transfer. He's going to be good. And knowing us, we'll give him a 4-year contract on about 150 grand.
With an
Do you know what I mean?
option for
And
a
who
fifth.
says that's not going to happen? Knowing
He plays
us, that's
2 games.
exactly what we're going to do. And then after a year later, we're going to try to fod him off to like a West Ham or Everton who won't be able to afford his wages. He's going to be stuck like Cedric.
Mhm.
We took
But
Cedric from Southampton for free.
And the
And
cycle
he's
continues.
sitting on the thing.
I'm
you're right,
100%
you're
honest
right.
with what you lot are saying.
What I
I'm
want to
100%.
do is, what I do is, right, because like you guys are just, you know what, you lot talk so much sense. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
And what I want to do is just bring it back, because we have won a game tonight, and it's not all doom and gloom. You know what I mean? We have beaten a London rival in Chelsea and stuff, so we can, if any of us are going in the office tomorrow, banter any Chelsea supporters, either on your phones, online, or in the office or whatever. But look, we've got many topics to discuss about players, club ownership, and everything going forward, and tactics, managers, etc. And I love the energy. But just one thing, I mean, last 2 games, because I want to try and wrap this up. Can we get the 6 points? And where are we now? We're 8th now, I think.
Yeah, 8th.
Is this as good as it gets now? I don't think we're getting up to 7th. I think 7th is probably out of our hand. Well, it is out of our hands, but we're not going to get there. And then
I don't think it's out of our hands.
I mean, listen. Can I go first quickly?
Yeah,
Can I go
yeah,
first?
quick, because we'll wrap this up.
Spurs have got to play Wolves, Villa, and Leicester.
Oh, Spurs will choke anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what they're going to play. We're 1 point. We're 1 point behind them.
Ryan
They've got a
Mason
game
as
in
their
hand.
manager. Let's go. So yeah, they'll choke.
But you know what? I think we can get 6 points.
Who's Everton got? Because they got 2
They
games.
got Villa, haven't they, tomorrow?
Everton's got Villa, Sheffield United, Wolves, and Man City.
Hey, yeah. So even now, I thought they would be the ones that would maybe nick us. But
Villa and Man City, they're dropping those points there.
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
And let's put Liverpool in it as well. So they've got United, West Brom, Burnley, and Crystal Palace.
yeah, I think Liverpool got. I think we can catch Tottenham. What's West Ham got?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm asking you all the question. What's West Ham got?
No, that's fine. West Ham, Brighton, West Brom, and Southampton.
So they should be all right.
They should get 9.
We can maybe nick ahead of Tottenham.
Tottenham.
We're coming for them.
I mean, that's it, and look, what does that do though? What does that do? When I came onto the stream the other day and everyone was like, oh, well, not bothered, and it's like, look, this is a derby, and what it does is it galvanizes the team going into the next game, and then at the end of the season, it galvanizes them going into next season. We still got that to play for,
The thing is that we thought that would happen though with the FA Cup and the way we finished off last year. We were supposed to kick on this year, and we kind of stalled a bit, didn't we? Really, in all honesty.
And this really adds to the whole thing that I'm saying about Kroenke, the ESL thing, what happened last year.
Yeah,
it's all of this perfect storm thing is saying this guy has got to pull out 100 bags out of his fucking pocket right now. Excuse my French again. He's got to do it. And then we can sell players, supplement that, and we can do some quality shopping. Get 4 players, 40 million on each of them. 160 million to spend. Supplement the 100 million he gives us with 60 million on player sales. And we move.
This is partly why I think going out of Europe could help us, because partly when you're building a squad for Europe, you've got 2 games a week. You need to build a 25, which can challenge on both fronts. Coming out of Europe, having 1 game a week, you're talking now maybe a squad of 16 to 18. Say 18. Ideally, you don't need 2 for every position. Do you know what I mean? So you can now cut. You can trim the fat and now just get a solid piece.
Question from me then: can any of you, in your minds, say the last year when you could name our best first 11?
No.
I know my favorite, but I don't know the best.
No. When the manager knew his first 11, you know,
Not
if
manager,
everyone was
definitely
fit.
Not since Wenger. Not since Wenger.
Not
Right,
since
so
Wenger,
Emery-
yeah,
Emery
exactly.
didn't know his best
And
11.
which team was that?
I don't even know.
I would, for me personally,
I would say
the
yeah.
Invincibles team was the one. I could say it right now. I could say Lehman, Cole, Campbell, Torre, Lauren, Gilberto, Vieira, Perez, Ljungberg, Bergkamp, Henry.
Simple.
That, for me,
That's it.
when those 11 were playing, I knew that everyone that we're not losing. We're not losing.
100%.
That was the last time I could choose our strongest first 11, and then everyone else fitted around that. You know, sometimes you'd have like one player dropping out. You know, someone's got a bit of fatigue or whatever. But the back four pretty much normally played. It's only sometimes if suspension or whatever, then a Seagown will come in, or or whoever, or Oleg Luzhny, Will Todd, Riaz, or whatever. But that was, for me, that was the last time. Then after that, never had a clue.
It's just
Never
it's
had
just
a
too
clue.
much chop and changing,
Yeah,
and it's just been carried on all the way till now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Constantly chop and changing, and that's the thing. That's why we haven't had that centre back period. We can say, do you know what? That's our go-to centre back. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just constantly chop and changing, constant mistakes. This cost us. We're 3 points behind 5th place. You take Burnley game, you take the Wolves game. Out of that, we'll be 5th. Do you know what I mean? But so, do you know what? Before, let me ask you guys a question. All of you guys, you can, yeah. So say no Europe next year. Would you back and then say Kroenke?
If it's about back Arteta,
say he did put 150 million pound down on the table, and plus you get your player sales as well. Say we sit on 200 million pounds there. Would you then, without Europe, back Arteta for one more season? Would you back him? Yes or no?
No, but I think we don't have a choice. So it's just we like, for me, it's like I know they're not going to make the decision.
Or do you think it's because we won't be able to attract those kind of players under Arteta?
See, I don't think he's a bad manager. I just think someone can be good for you but not right for you. The situation we're in right now, we are in the trenches. Do you know what I mean? We don't need someone who is learning how to do their job to get us out of the trench. Yeah. Look at Chelsea, right? Bar the result tonight, they had someone who didn't know what it's like in the trenches. Yeah, they got him out of there. Yeah, and they brought a veteran in. Yeah, that veteran has got them out of the fucking trenches. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and look where they are now. 2 cup finals. Yeah.
Arteta, right? And I backed him all season. It was the Villarreal game. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Those 2 legs, right? For me, it's nothing to do with Arteta. Maybe even you bring a coach in who sits above him, like a manager, and then he's like in the coaching role, kind of shadowing them, and then like an interim guy. I don't know, an interim guy just basically passing him knowledge or whatever. I don't know, but if you're asking me if I'm confident in Arteta, absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on the
flip side. I'm on the flip side.
I'm with King.
I'm gonna back my boy with the hairstyle. I think some of the building blocks they've put in place have been better than what I've seen for a while. I'm very aware that under Wenger, things were going horribly wrong. Emery came in, who is an experienced manager, and couldn't sort the rubbish out. Arteta's come in, and yes, we've had a bad season this year. We know getting away from it, but actually he's kind of trying to address a lot of the underlying issues in the squad, which other people have failed to do. And that's why I'll say actually he seems to have more sense than what the others have, because we've been crying out for years for a commanding centre-back. Gabriel's not the complete finished item yet, but he's looks a lot better than what we've had previously. We've demanded a centre midfielder since Vieira. Partey's again, he hasn't been brilliant this year, but at least he's attempted to bring in someone in the same. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? As someone who's gonna.
He's identified
that role. Yeah. So I've seen he's identified things. He's tried to. I do honestly think he doesn't like our strikers. I think he needs to go and get the striker he wants. Because I don't think he believes in Lacazette, hence why Laka gets dropped every now and again. And I don't think he believes in Aubameyang up front either. So I feel he does need to address that issue. But yeah, I feel that he's actually addressed certain things. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he might not be the right manager to take us forward, but I think he probably will find the better players that would help us, which then a new manager could work with. Because again, we've had Wenger, Emery, and Arteta work with these players, and we ain't made Champions League in 5 years. So, do you know what I mean? I think he's addressed issues that other managers have failed to address at this present time. So, yeah, I would trust him and Edu to go and do the thing this summer. Whether it works or not under Arteta,
when for you then would be that point where you actually say to yourself, okay, it's not working? When is that point for you?
If we, depending what our opening 3 fixtures are, if we don't get 9 points,
they're going to give him 6
how
to
many
8
points?
games. I've heard that they're going to give him 6 to 8 games into the new season.
Yeah, but
They want to see results.
And how many points in that 6 to 8 games? So let's just say 6 games, okay? Right?
Yeah.
Let's just say 6 games. How many points does he need to get to say, do you know what? Okay, we can see green shoots here. How many points? What is the threshold he has to get?
12.
Depending on fixtures,
Yeah, I'm with Gumzo. It's
I would
really
say
dependent
12
on
to 15. If you get
Yeah.
one of the big 6 in that first 6 games, then I would say 12 points we need. If we don't have one of the big 6 teams, or we're kind of playing middle of the road and below, I would say 15. I think Arteta's biggest problem is actually playing against the smaller teams. I think he's actually done not too bad against the bigger sides. I'm more judging him on actually what we do against the Fulhams, the West Broms, the Evertons. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think he's.
The game's just supposed to win, right? The game's you're expected to win.
That's what Wenger done well. Wenger won them games he was supposed to win, and then we would get battered by the top teams. Whereas Arteta's flipped it. He's done well against the big teams.
He's just flipped the
problem is there's more big teams,
and now we can't beat the little ones, which is a problem.
Yeah.
You know what? This
Go ahead, Azzy.
This is where I agree. This is where I agree with Gumsa here. Yeah, about the Arteta situation. Because look, and as King said, they're going to give him 5 to 6 games. By the 5 to 6 games, the transfer windows will be closed. You bring another manager in, and he's feeling the players that the Arteta's brought in. Then does that mean we're back into square one? If you're going to pull the plug, you pull the plug now, not 6 or 7 games into a season, because already before the season has even got into the flow, it's collapsed. Do you know what I mean?
I think they might shock us all and pull the plug at the end of the season with that in mind. I've not ruled it out, you know.
But one thing I will say, football's changed, and this is where football has changed massively. I know Arteta's now got the head coach role, so he has got a bit more input than Emery had. But a lot of their signings will be Edu behind it a lot of the time. So it's the same as Chelsea. It's not always Lampard signings. That's his the team behind now identifying players. So it doesn't matter which manager comes in. These are the players we're signing. You have to work with that. That's why a lot of clubs have gone to head coaches. So, again, I'm not going to say Arteta takes all the credit for the signings, but I think Edu has a big role to play. And he's probably already identified maybe 5 of the 7. I do reckon there is a list that goes and says, right, these are the 3 targets in left back.
Yeah.
There's one name I've been hearing a lot. Camavinga.
Yeah, he's solid. Yeah, I would love that.
Constantly.
Listen, that's a wish list.
Camavinga
is a wish list.
But one thing,
the whole of Europe wants him. The whole of Europe wants him.
One thing I will say, sorry, just quickly, Gunnar, with regards to the Arteta situation, and I look at it like a bit like Ollie. Ollie has managed to get through, but he's got through on individual brilliance. I feel he's second place because Bruno pulled something out the bag, and then he's there. Where I think Arteta's had to work a lot harder. So, if these players was to give us an extra 10 to 20% in them smaller games, we might.
It's not even 10, 20%.
But the thing is, equally, you say that, but then
2 or 3%. That's all is in that high level of of professional game. Those little percentages. Make the difference.
If you listen, I don't watch Man United much. I watch them when they're on and I'm at home. I don't go.
Do you know what? It probably saved us an embarrassment. Us actually.
Yeah. But if you listen to United fans, no one's happy with Ollie. They always say he has no philosophy. He's winging it and getting through on individual brilliance. Whereas I think Arteta has a bit of a philosophy defensively, And again, against them smaller teams, if we had one or two who just had that little bit more, like a Bruno just pulls one out the bag. Like how many times, I think El Nene scored a couple of worldies for us, but apart from that, no one's really just bailed us out with a goal or a bit of individual brilliance. So
like this is to go back to our contentious point in this show with Bertrand, right? Yeah, this is why I get emotional about it, yeah, because Ollie, if we look at Ollie's record pre-Bruno, it was horrendous. It was terrible. And the thing is, the Glazer just went, do you know what? This might not be the man that's going to take us forward. And he is learning a lot on his job. But star quality players make managers' jobs easier. We all know that. Yeah.
100%,
so
100%.
So when I say like about the quality thing,
United, man.
Yeah. When I say Dwight's a United fan, that's my best mate. Yeah. He's out in America, right? What I say about United, is they've got all kinds of problems. The Glazers take out money. There's an actual deficit. They're the only club in the top
they leverage
six
the club
where
big time.
they leverage it big time. But the thing is, from the revenue, they actually sanction the ability for United to go out and pay an 80 for a Maguire, for an 89
they
for
have
a
spent
Pogba.
the most money in the last 10 years on
They
players.
spent £1 billion in a decade, right? Yeah.
Chris,
So I'm not talking about doing it every window.
No.
What City have done is they've done it all in like one or two windows. So that now all they need to do is just one player each season.
Right.
Just little tweaks, But we need to just wholesale come in, not fuck around, but just go.
Let me just counter. I do hear that.
Big boy teams and start moving.
So let me just counter. So for instance,
let's go and we'll wrap this up.
Be 1 minute. Luke Shaw's their first choice left back. How much Alex Tellers cost them? They didn't go and spend 30 million on another left back. Alex Tellers just comes and does that job. Brandon Williams is their backup right back. He's not really played.
How many more games has Luke Shaw been fit this season?
Hold on. Edison Cavani coming on a free transfer. So there is ways.
How much are his wages?
It doesn't matter because what their thing was is let me finance
astronomical wages.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because
his wages in itself are a transfer fee.
We've got wages.
That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah, but we've got wages, as you said. But as I said, sometimes their big main target might be Haaland or Harry Kane. They probably couldn't get him this summer or last summer, whatever it was. So Cavani's a stopgap. He's going to help support.
So let me take your stopgap thing. Bertrand, how many games? Like, when's the last time you played in Europe? Tellez has been playing at a higher level. He's got 17 He's been playing at a higher level. He's been playing at a higher level than Bertrand. Cavani has been playing at a higher level than Bertrand. So if we want to be talking about stopgaps, that's fine. But Bertrand, at the level he's been playing at, is not the stopgap Arsenal Football Club should be looking at. We should be looking at players.
Okay.
No, just 1 second. We're talking about we want the high levels, So we want that baller. Number 10, we need a baller in a 10. Don't get to it. So we need an absolute baller.
We just learn Odegaard.
Wait. The same way we needed Partey in the midfield. So if we went and spent half the money on Partey and put it on a left winger to go and play instead of Willian, then we end up getting a cheaper centre midfielder.
Right.
So
look,
I understand. I want quality. Don't get me wrong. I would love quality in this team. I would love it.
We
only getting a small
let me
budget,
just end on one note. Odegaard, Odegaard we loan for another season, Odegaard we loan for another season with a purchase option, So that's no transfer fee that we have to pay for a number 10. He's played with us. He's trained with us. So we give him another season with a purchase option, and then we pay for a left back, we pay for a right back, we pay for a centre mid,
And Madrid say no. Just say Madrid say no. In hindsight, Madrid say no. We can't have him on loan.
They won't say no.
How do you know?
If they say no, then we go and buy someone. It's just that simple.
Guys,
what do you think Chelsea are going to be doing? What do you think City are going to be doing? What do you think Liverpool are going to be doing? What are they going to be doing? And look how much better they are than us already. They're not going to be fucking around. They're going to be going out and putting money on the table. They're going to be buying players. They're not going to be fucking around with Bertrand.
How long have I been doing this? I'm going off Arsenal history. I'm going off Arsenal's history. I know what Arsenal are doing. Arsenal. We've been doing this for the last 15 years.
Guys, love it. Love the energy.
Love it.
Listen.
That's the passion we were waiting for.
Listen. Sorry, no. I'm cutting it now. Wicked. All I'm gonna say is that I love it because you know what? This just shows the passion we have for our club, right? That we love. we're not happy that we won tonight, even though we did, because we know that there's a lot of work to be done. Listen, the one thing I can assure fans is that we are all united. Arsenal fans are all united. We only want the best for our club and everything. So look, I love the fact that you guys are passionate, because this is our opinions. Listen, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we will find out in the summer or come August, September, who's right and who's wrong, where we've gone.
It's literally Groundhog Day.
Where we've got to, what
It's Groundhog Day.
What we've done in the transfer market, how we start and where we go. I just, look, listen, we know what colour London is, and it's red all day.
All day.
Guys, I want to say a massive thank you. This has been a great look. I can't believe we've been
smiling. You're actually smiling now, Canners.
Yeah.
Sorry,
we've
man.
done this for an hour.
Sorry, guys.
No.
This
Listen,
season,
do not apologize.
This season's something snap now. Like it's just like these lot are just.
Listen, it is what it is. Like I can't remember, as I said, the last time I've been this pissed off with Arsenal in a long time. Do you know what I'm saying? Even with the days we had Bentner and Shamak up top, I've never been this pissed off. Okay.
Imagine we were better then.
Yeah, we was in Champions League. We was in
Champions League
at Camp Nou. All them things there. So look, listen. It is what it is. We are where we are right now. We cannot get any lower. Let's just, let's hopefully have that upward trajectory. The guys do the right things in the summer. It's gonna be a long summer, and we will talk long and hard about it. But listen, I want to thank you guys. It's been an amazing reaction show. Oh,
coming for Spurs.
Guys, love you guys to death. Azzy, Gamza, King, bless. It's been brilliant. Thank you guys.
Love
Come on, you Gunners. 1-0 Arsenal. Love it. We ain't said that for ages, have we?
We got our Arsenal back.
Trust the process. I'm telling you now. Trust it.
Oh my God. That's it. God.
If we sign Bertrand, if we get Bertrand, I'm buying you a Bertrand kit. I don't care. If we get Champions League, you got to wear the Bertrand top.
No, man.
No. God.
No.
We are Arsenal.
Wembley bound.
We love Arsenal.
Oh,